Wuthering Waves is a game with tons of different unique characters to choose from. Actually, we only really got like 25 right now, but regardless, knowing where to invest into your early resources can be very important. So today we're going to be talking about the top 5 characters you should be investing into this game right now, starting from the main characters. Oh, and by the way, subscribe. And also stream regularly on Twitch as well, so check that out. The Havoc version of the main character in Wuthering Waves is actually one of the strongest characters in this game, which is really great because very often gacha games don't make strong main characters. But the main characters in the Havoc form have very strong bursts. The Havoc main character have one of the hardest scaling ults in the entire game and come out very quick and do very big AoE. At level 5, I'm able to do 1000% damage, actually more than 1000% damage, while only costing a 125 energy, which is actually pretty low. And you can further increase your ult damage by pairing your Havoc main character with character that increase your Resonance Liberation damage deepen, because damage deepen is one of the best buff in the entire game. It is a completely separate multiplier, so with a character's outro like Genshin or Yinlin who can empower your Resonance Liberation damage, it can really hit for really hard. The main playstyles of the Havoc main character is going to be to stack a bunch of buff using support characters like Verena, or again using the outro of Yinlin, and then doing a massive nuke on your ult. Be careful when it comes down to pairing Genshin and Yinlin together on your Havoc main character team though, because you can only buff the next character that come in, so you cannot apply both of these buffs at the exact same time. But Genshin is still a really good character to put in your Havoc main character team, simply for the grouping. It allows your Havoc main character to hit every single enemy with that big nuke at once, like you've seen in the beginning of the video. But you can actually improve more than that by using the Dreamless Echoes. The Dreamless Echo is one of the best echo in the entire game. It does very big AoE damage, it does very massive damage, but most importantly is that when you use your ult, your Resonance Liberation on your Rover Havocs, it will increase the damage of this echoes by another 50%, which just means you can get a bunch of AoE nuke damage going at once. When you first start playing Wuthering Waves, your main character's Rover is actually going to be Spectral Element with different skills. But once you have done the entire main story quest up to Chapter 6, where you unlock the Dreamless Battle, then you can actually go ahead and change the main characters to a Havoc element. Your weapon as well as your level will carry over, so if you're just starting the game out, feel free to level up the Spectral main characters, because when you do unlock the Havoc form, you can simply convert it and you can keep your level as well as your weapon. This is definitely the best character to invest in from the very beginning of the game, just because you can play through the entire story with the Spectral version. Then, once you unlock the Havoc version, switch to the Havoc version, which is extremely overpowered right now. I got a little better news for you though, because when you do hit Yinlin level 45, you get a 5-star weapon selection box. Here you can select any of the 5-star standard weapon. In here, the recommendation is to select Emerald of Genesis, which is the sword. This sword will go perfectly on your Havoc Rover and will increase his damage or her damage if you pick the female version by a lot. The sword is conveniently just the best one between the 5 selectable one and has the most amount of users, so picking the sword is definitely the right choice if you don't know what to pick, and then you can just use it on your Havoc Rover to do massive damage, even as a free-to-play. But this sword go on more than the Havoc main characters, because we're about to talk about another character that is also really good to invest into right now that also uses the sword, Sanhua. Sanhua is a ice main DPS or sub DPS. She's mostly played as a sub DPS, which means you switch her into the field through a short burst rotation and then you switch out. But if you do choose to, you can play her as a charge attack main DPS by continuously spamming charge attack. Your combo on Sanhua is extremely easy to do. Start with a intro and then follow with free attack, and then finally do your ult, skills, and blow all of these ice up for a massive amount of damage and switch out. If you pay attention to my Concerto energy bar at the bottom left of my screen, you can see that I can easily fill this up from 0 to 100 by doing this simple combo and then giving me my outro attack to buff my next characters. Sanhua has one of the best outro in the entire game. It is able to amplify your basic attack damage by 38% for the next characters. And since, for the most part, your main damage dealer is always going to be basic attacking, like your Havoc Rover, or you're playing like Lin Yang like me, this is a really good buff. And again, it's extremely easy to trigger. Your combo is intro, 5 attack, ult, skills, switch out. You can tell when you have completed your 5 attack on Swanha when you see the slam animation, and you also see your forte bar grow a little bigger. This will allow you to hit the charge attack follow-up easier since you have a much bigger area to work with. When you're playing Swanhua, you have to hold your charge attack a little certain amount of time. This is her main gimmick. You have to hold it until it gets to this portion of the bar here, and you let go. And that will allow you to do a special charge attack that will blow up any ice in your way. And by using your skill or your ults, you can see that this area gets bigger, so it's a lot easier to blow these up, and you simply just do a charge attack to blow the ice up to do a massive damage. You want to do your 5 basic attack, not just because it increases your size of the bar though, but also because when you do get your Swanha up to high level, she will have a new passive that increases your damage by 20% on the ice that you blow up after you cast your 5th basic attack, so make sure you do that. Personally, I like to use the Heron Echo as well as the Moonlit set on my Sanhua just because she's played as a sub DPS in my team, so this conveniently allows my next character to do a bunch of damage, especially again considering how easy she is to build with her outro, and I just run like glacial damage on her. But if you're playing her as a main DPS, then going for the glacial set is also a wonderful option because this effect is very easy to proc. You're going to be doing heavy attack a lot, so this effect will be very easy to get full stack on. But you know who is the easiest character to build outro in this entire game? Verena. With the right combo on Verena, you're able to build your entire outro in less than 2 seconds, triggering any intro or outro buff that you need. Verena has one of the best outro skill in the entire game. It is able to heal your next characters by a good amount, but more importantly is that it gives you a 15% damage deepen boost for 30 seconds for your entire team. And the thing here to note is that compare this to other damage deepen like again Genshin or Yinlin, this is for your entire team and does not disappear when your character switch off the field. And so this is the best damage boost you can get in the entire game right now, and again it's very easy to trigger. Your main combo is to do a 5 attack string to get 1 stacks, click your skills to get another stacks, followed by your ult, and then jump attack twice, and that's all you do. So you want to switch into Verena and she'll skip to the 3rd string immediately, and then you do a 4-5 string to get 1 stacks, click E, click ult, use your echo here which is the turtle echo usually, and then jump attack twice, and you see there your entire outro is built. A lot of people mistakenly think Verena is a healer so they don't build her, but she can actually heal really well as well. By burning her stack, she's able to heal you a bunch, and you can see my Ling Yang went from like no HP all the way to like 70% HP. But this is with a Verena with no gear on it. All my echo on my Verena is basically unlevel. So if my Verena was actually properly geared, the healing here would be insane. Which brings me to the next point. Verena is actually the cheapest character to invest in for the best damage boost, because not only she has the best damage buff in the entire game, you don't have to put any resource into her at all. On Verena, your basic build include any energy recharge weapon, preferably the variation which is a 4-star weapon, and then you just put the 5-piece echo set, the rejuvenating glow on her, and that's all you need. For your main echo, just use the turtle. This is extremely easy to use. You just click it, and that's it. And this gives your entire team more damage reduction on top of a 10% damage boost. But if you're only starting out and you don't have a Moonlit carrier in your party, then putting the Moonlit effect on your Verena can be the same thing as well, because the Moonlit effect gives more attack for the next characters. The Moonlit effect gives 22.5% attack for the next characters, while the healing set gives you a 15% attack for the entire team. So if you're only doing a 1 damage dealer build right now, it could be better to go for the Moonlit set. And again, Verena is very easy to build outro on with the exact same combo I showed you. You can build outro in 2 seconds. So this effect is very easy to trigger, on top of just giving you even more energy regen, so it's easier to get her ults back and ready. Now, Verena also have 2 really good passive as well, starting with the first one, and that is it prevent you from dying once every 10 minutes, and can be very useful for you to challenge any hard endgame content when you're not familiar with the boss pattern. But the second one is that it is a team-wise damage boost. Whenever you cast a mid-air attack, you can get your entire team a 20% attack increase. Now, I found out this is actually kind of bug, because if you only have 1 stacks and you do a mid-air attack, this actually doesn't give you your attack boost. But if you have 2 stacks and you do a mid-air attack like this will easily give your entire team an attack boost. So I don't know why it only works when you have 2 stacks, but it is a bug. But don't worry, because this also works whenever you do your outro. And again, if you have been following the guide and if you've been subscribing subscribe to the channel, you know that building Ultra 1 Verena is extremely easy to get her very good buff, so it's not a problem for you at all because you're a good player. The next character to talk about on this list is going to be Mortefee, who will also provide you with a off-field damage skills. So when you cast your ult on Mortefee and then you switch off to different characters, anytime you do a basic attack on that character, Mortefee will fire these additional damage meteor. Mortefee just do really good damage, especially if you have his 4th sequence unlocked, which increases your ult duration by 7 seconds. This is a pretty important sequence, but if you don't have it, you can still get Mortefee. He's still going to be really good in your party. If you do have his sequence 6 though, then he's even better, because when you do cast his ult, he's able to increase your entire team attack by another 20%, making him one of the best support or sub DPS in your entire party, and you can put him into any party. He has a very straightforward combo. When you do an intro on him, he'll automatically fill most of his bar up, and then you can cast your skill once to fill the remaining, which lets you cast your empower skills again. So your basic combo is intro, skills, auto a bunch to get your second empower skills, and then switch out. And of course, make sure to cast your ult if you do have it, because that's where most of his damage will come from, just like how you should make sure you subscribe to the channel. Now, you know what would be a really good echo set to put on your Mortefee? Moonlit again. And maybe you see a pattern by now. This set is just so good for all of these characters that can build their outro very easily, because again, it just empowers your next characters by so much attack, and it gives you energy regen so you can consistently get your ults up. So this is one of the most useful set in the entire game. It can be shared by pretty much every top sub DPS, and you should be going to farm this set right now, unless you're unlucky might be and your set just sucks. For weapon right now, you can just use like any weapon with a attack stat, or if you have the 5-star weapon, that's even better. The 5-star weapon is actually really good on Mortefee if you do have it, simply because it just pairs extremely well. You know, it increases your energy regen, and when you cast your outro, it will increase your next character's damage by 10% attack, so it's really good with the way we're playing him. But additionally, is that it has crit rate substat, so this is the best weapon on Mortefee if you can get your hands on it. If not, any 4-star weapon with a good damage stat will work. Now, the last character that you should invest in right now is actually Ling Yang. Ling Yang is a super massive capable beast. He does a lot of damage, he's really fun to play, and he has really high mobility. You can check out more about his showcase in the different video that I made. No, just kidding. Of course not. But the last character, and the character that deserves your investment the most, is simply the character that you like the most, your favorite characters. In my case, I'm trying to become the best Ling Yang player ever, so I think one of the greatest part about games like Wuthering Waves is that each character plays uniquely very different, and while it is true that some characters are going to be stronger, some characters will be weaker, the most important is that to find a character that plays out you like. Because for example, while everyone will say Danji is a really strong character, if you don't know how to perform Danji combo, if you can properly do dodge counter on Danji, because that's where majority of her damage come from, then there's no point. So picking a character that you're comfortable playing and you like playing is the most important thing in this game. Chixier's dodge counter, even at level 2, have 185% scaling compared to her basic attack, which only have 36, making it one of the highest in the entire game. So if you're someone who prefer to dodge over parrying, Chixier could be a very good choice for you, but it could be a very bad choice for someone else who like parrying over dodging. So only you can decide what this character will be, who is your favorite characters, which characters suit your playstyle the most, and most importantly, the most worthy for your investment. Let me know who is your favorite character in the comment below. Tell me who you're playing right now. And with that being said, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully this video helped to get started on investing into characters. And with that being said, subscribe as always, like, comment. See ya.